Hi, my name is Quinn. I'm using the pseudonym Buh, so you could just call me that if you'd like. But I want to make a little video. I wanted to pretend I'm Wendigoon. But it's going to be short because it's for a class. So, let's get into this. Today we're going to be talking about cognito hazards and how sometimes knowledge is not power. And this is something that we've heard spoken about by the great American philosopher and poet that goes by Tame Impala in his piece of artistry called The Less I Know, the Better. I'm sure you've heard of these things. So let's get after this. So you may be watching this and wondering, what on earth is a cognito hazard? That sounds made up. And it is. It comes from the SCP Wiki, which is not something I'm very familiar with, but I've heard people use this term online, so I looked it up and did some research on it. And here is what Wiktionary says that it means. So it's about neurology, chiefly a science fiction thing, and it means an image, pattern, sound, or any other kind of sensory signal that directly causes harmful or undesired physiological effects to one who senses or perceives it. So that's not what we're talking about today, but it's what people call what we're actually going to be talking about. They call that cognito hazards, so we're going to call it good. What we're actually going to be talking about are technically called info hazards, as I've seen through my research, which just is something that having knowledge of puts you in potential danger. So people just use cognito hazard as a catch-all term, so we're just going to use that for the rest of the video. And so you may be thinking, wow, am I in danger then if I watch this video? No, I'm not going to go into those things because I know there's people that get freaked out by that sort of thing. So we're going to keep it on a pretty good level right here. You're not going to have to worry. So there's a lot of things that can be considered cognito hazards. Like just something that could mentally damage you. Like perhaps you're sitting on a couch in a college dorm room and then suddenly you were to learn everything that has ever happened on that couch. That would probably not be good. That'd probably suck to know. Or they can be a little more personal. Like for me, like if I figured out that Bigfoot was real, like undeniably so, I would probably take a lot of like mental damage. I don't know if I could keep on living life because of that, because that's just disgusting. That's horrifying. Or it can happen on a large scale. Like I was thinking, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I'm probably right, is if the existence of God was proven without a doubt or disproven without a doubt, just we knew for sure, that would probably cause massive societal upheavals that would kind of take human history and just recontext everything, and that would be insane. So I think that would also count as a cognito hazard. So basically there's some things we're better off not knowing is what this is all about, and it's kind of what the point of these and even having warnings called cognito hazard is about. So the ones I've said, they would only really hurt psychologically though. I guess the massive society upheaval would suck. That would probably be a lot more problems. But there are some that could actually put you in physical danger. Like, it's always the what is it? Like he knows too much sort of thing. Like you're in a spy movie. Like James Bond figured out some secret and now they got to kill him. That sort of thing. That can happen in real life. It's unlikely, but it could. And there's a few examples of these things that are real that I'll kind of talk about, but I won't go too hard into it. One of them, but it's not dangerous, so you're fine. So I'm going to talk about those now. So one of them is known as Rocco's Basilisk, and this one is a little freaky. When my roommate found out about it, he almost cried. So, at your own leisure, look that up. But I'm not going into it today. We're keeping things good. We're chilling. We're relaxed. And this one I'm not certain on, but I feel like it counts, is sleep paralysis. And I'll talk about this a little more because everyone already knows that it exists. But I've seen this thing where it's like, if you didn't know that it existed, you probably would not have it happen. And I've seen that in my own life because I was pretty young when I found out about it, and then I started having them 2 weeks after that. And then I've had that for the rest of my life. It's whatever. We'll live. And then there's some other ones that are kind of interesting that I'm not really going to go into because it's too broad. But Oh, a good example, actually, I'll tell you this, is that if you knew how to create a nuke, a nuclear bomb, you would be in danger. Because that's bad and no one wants you to do that. So people would try and stop you or even get rid of you just so that information would have no chance to spread. That sort of thing. But yeah, there's a bunch of examples of these, but the thing is that the entire purpose of them being cognito hazards is that, it's bad to know them. So, it's not really being shared very openly online. Like, that would defeat the whole purpose. But, that's kind of what we go over today. Find it kind of interesting. I could probably talk about more of these at some point, but I really doubt I will, because this is for a project. But thank you. Don't go learning anything you shouldn't. Stay safe.